Welcome back to Mess to Mission. I am super excited that I get to kind of do a solo episode today. Why don't get to? I'm doing a solo episode today. And I am in this stage in my business where I am pivoting more into promoting, more into lead gen, more into just recognizing all of the things that I can do in my space and share with the world. Because what I assume that most business owners know, they don't. And so I've done a lot of research. I'm a big self help dive in to figure out the best solution that works for me. And especially with having ADHD, I love knowing what my options are. I love knowing how to get things checked off my list, how to move through the process. So today, I'm going to talk to you about my two favorite tools that I utilize for social media marketing that I have just figured out all the fun things that it can do. And I am pumped, actually super stoked to share these things with you. Now, one of them is pretty common and the other one is not. I was so very much influenced by the Instagram. Shout out to that algorithm because it has saved my actual life. So, what am I using to cut down on social media marketing time? I don't have the need, and I'm not in the space where I have curated $1 million videos. Actually, right now, I'm just using a webcam to kind of record this, so it's not super bright. And there's a lot of things that I could invest in time and energy into doing. I don't want to do those things yet, not to say never, but I also just want to be transparent about how you can be a business owner and not spend $50,000 on the Mac Daddy of videos and the Mac Daddy of setups. So, these two tools that I've been using to cut down on social media marketing have been fantastic. The first thing that I have loved, and actually I've been using it for 2 years and really didn't even know how much the next level tier was going to make my life easier. So, the first tool that I'm obsessed with, oh, look, if you're watching the video version, my cat has entered the chat. Fun. Okay, sidetracked. Let's go back. The first tool that I'm absolutely obsessed with is Riverside. So, Riverside is what I use to host webinars or use to record my podcast or to record when I have a guest speaking. I can schedule out what I want to do. I can have custom rooms. The editing is so phenomenally it's so easy and it makes everything tool wise that I want to have done get done. Not only that, but at the end of every podcast episode, which, you end the thing, you stop it, you can go through and edit it. It'll take out the ums, ands, alls, likes, all the filler words. It'll help splice everything into segments based on what you're talking about using AI technology. But I think the biggest piece of the puzzle that I absolutely love is the For You page. Not like TikTok For You page, but For You page in the sense of it will break up the conversation that you just had with somebody or the conversation that I am clearly having with myself into the sections that matter the most. So if I am doing an episode on somebody's mess to mission and then they pivot into a segment on the trauma that impacted them and they have a really shattering story, or I pivot into the segment where they tell you the one resource they wish they had known prior to owning a business, it does all of that for you. It generates it, it puts the captions on there. You can download the transcript, you can download all of the individual pieces that you need to execute for having a podcast. And now for newbies, I can't do this because I've already invested too much time and energy and they say it's coming, so hopefully soon. But now for newbies, you can actually use Riverside as a hosting platform. So that was one of the things that they upgraded to allow you to push out to Spotify or Apple. But basically, this will repurpose your content. As far as everything that you need, it will handle that for you. It will add the words on there. Now, I will say full disclaimer, if you have a thick country accent and happen to be from the hollers of Kentucky, I don't know anybody like that, but if you would happen to be, it really struggles sometimes with words. So you do have to go back and kind of like read the transcript because it'll get you and it will look. I love how mess to mission is never articulated. It's always like messed in a mission or it can't understand what I'm saying. So I will say you do actually have to like do some work, go back and read, make sure that the words that are generating across the screen are the words that you're trying to convey, all of those things. But Riverside has been hands down the easiest tool and the biggest time saver for editing, for scheduling meeting rooms to record podcasts with other people. You can go in and make your snippets. Now they've added all of these additional AI functionalities in, so it will help you add your brand in your branding into your videos. You can have a background, you can host a webinar, you can go live, you can update the layout. You can, if you're watching this on any sort of platform, I can edit this cat out. Like there's so many things that you can do, which I'm not kicking her out because I'm not interviewing anybody and she's sweet and she can stay there. There's so many things that you can do to help have the conversation, edit it, and use it for your content. So that has been one of my tasks for this year is getting more consistent with my content, whether it be LinkedIn, Threads, Facebook, Instagram. There's all sorts of things across the board. I'm really struggling to want to dive into TikTok, but we will see. We will see how it goes. But also, I have a bunch of videos that I took today of something that I'm going to edit together and put onto TikTok. And I can do that from Riverside. And I can edit it and put it together and do a voiceover and really make this the multifaceted AI integrated platform for something that I want to use for my business. So that has been such a good automation tool for speeding things up, getting consistent in the process, and has really, I was super excited to upgrade the plan and kind of use all of the newer features. So the webinars will be really, really great. I'm also going to be doing like a webinar slash Instagram thing where, like, I don't care about the terms, y'all, where I walk people step by step on setting up automations in their email and eliminating email overwhelm and setting up templates and all the things that you just assume that people know, but they don't know. Doing it on Riverside 200% because I can show you my screen. I can toggle back to me. I can integrate a Canva PDF that is like a PowerPoint background. I can do all of those things on this. I pay for it yearly. So it's, shout out to the world of write-offs. But then I get a year's worth of content and things that I can edit back together. So I'm super excited about that. Don't have any idea if I have a referral code. If I do, I'll put it in the show notes, and God live Godspeed. That will be something that I really hope you use. So that is my first like number one tool that I have been loving for creating content, especially with the AI features. I know there's a lot of different platforms out there, and now that they can also offer hosting, I really do think it's going to be the next level creating all of the things. Shout out to Riverside for always being open to feedback. The customer service, chef's kiss. I like broke mine somehow. Not really sure how I ended up doing that, but these poor people like went very timely back and forth emails with me. And I love a good customer service queen who can help me because I'm impatient and I want to get it fixed. Even though I'm the problem, I recognize that. So there's that. The second piece of content slash marketing creating that I have been loving that have really sped up everything that I'm doing for myself, my clients, marketing, all of that is GetRella. I don't even know if that's how you say it. I'm pretty sure it's like getrella.com, but it's RELLA. So when you first make your account, you go in and you create your persona. So it asks you really in-depth like the system. It's not clearly not a human, but you go through this and you type out all of these answers and then say, what sets you apart, what makes you different, what platforms do you use, all of the things. So it creates your intention, it creates your basically AI marketing plan. It's like integrated with AI, but it says, LP Consulting is this is the brand mission. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're not going to mention. Politics. Here's the things that we're not going to integrate. Here's the things we want to focus on that we do well. AI, integrations, systems, tech stacks, blah, 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 blah. It knows where to pull the information from my podcast. It knows where to pull it from Instagram. And it kind of will help you brainstorm content. It will schedule it out for you. Once you go in and approve it and add the graphics and all the things, you can hit approved. It'll go in and auto post it. So I can get a month's worth of content done in 3 hours. I will say the longest piece of that puzzle is obviously making graphics, having the photos associated. So that is something to take into consideration. Like that piece does not do it for you. And I know that, shout out to Canva, they're trying so hard to like make this graphic AI thing work. It's less than imaginable of what I like. It leaves a lot left on the table. I'm sure it will get better over time. But even with the specificity of what I offer, I get like some one-off Canva graphic that doesn't suit my needs. So with that being said, that is the biggest piece of the puzzle. But it will post to your LinkedIn, your Threads, your TikTok, your all of the things. You can cross post. You can have a reel that goes on Instagram and it will repurpose it and then post it later on TikTok. Like it sets up that plan for you and it's phenomenal. I think the biggest benefit to the integration of that system is the brainstorming space. So there's an actual like brainstorming space where it will ask you questions. You can say, schedule a week's worth of content based on the AI episode of social media content recorded by LP Consulting for Mass Mission. Like you can really write out specificity of all these things. It goes and finds it. It writes out all the reasons that people should go listen to the episode, the highlights of the episode, where they can find the episode, all of that, brings it all back into your social media. You can literally take a clip from Riverside. So if I clip this out, and this is like my bonus piece or whatever, clip it out, drop it in the platform and click analyze this video, turn it in 5 different content pieces, include captions, blah, 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 done. Sometimes it writes in like weird, like first person and third person. Sometimes it gets confused. But aside from that, you can go back and say, hey, I don't like the tense, or, please write this in third person. Please write this in first person. Please acknowledge the fact that I am interviewing so-and-so and that they're the speaker aside from who I am for my voice in this video. Like sometimes you have to be a little bit more specific with that, but it's so worth every nickel, dime, and penny, especially because my least favorite piece of the puzzle is going in and brainstorming content that's in alignment with what I'm releasing that week. Yeah, no, I don't love it. So there's that fun fact. Also, I just really have to find consistency even in my email marketing. So that is one thing that I have focused on. So I can go back and say, hey, schedule a reminder every week to add in a email marketing blast consistent with what I'm releasing. It will not integrate with email marketing yet. It keeps telling me the feature is coming soon. I don't really care if it integrates or not because I like to custom design my email marketing templates, but I don't remember every week. Shout out to the ADHD. Like you would think I would be in this rhythm and routine, but I'm not. So I have it schedule a reminder every single week. I have my Trello boards integrated with my social media content, integrated with my Riverside. So it really sets, hey brain, walk from point A to point B and make sure I get all of these tasks done. These 2 pieces of the puzzle have saved me, gosh. So, I mean, I couldn't even imagine 15 hours a week plus coming up with content. And I get that a lot of people are like really big ChatGPT fans and it's very similar, but I find that if you don't take the time to train ChatGPT, I just get the same junk over and over, especially in the world of threads. Y'all are just like rage baiting each other, copying and pasting the same thing. Now, I still go in my stories and go and drop what I'm doing of a day or something that I find out. You all were so like brains exploded when I said, hey, did you all ever realize that you can go into your Gmail and click manage subscriptions and like mass unsubscribe to things to kind of eliminate overstimulation? I probably got 20 DMs about that one story because I needed to do my email and I was like, oh, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to unsubscribe to all these things because, I'd just be subscribing to things to get the discount code. Friends, don't act like we don't all do it. And I was like, hey, has anyone ever like been super appreciative of this button? What? There's a button, da 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 da, like in your free Gmail. There's so many tips and tricks that I like to share with that still organically. But as far as like making sure that my consistent podcasting message and my guests get the focus that they deserve for taking their time out to share with other business owners what they do in their realm and space, life changing, literal life changing. So I am sure there's a code somewhere in the universe that I can help like link back so you know exactly what is happening. But also AI is gonna write a lot of these things. And I am going to be able to adjust it to my brand. And I am a huge side note. I love a good exclamation point. I like the fact that people like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are walking exclamation points. I love a good exclamation point. With that being said, AI like hates exclamation points. I'm like, what do we have against joy and happiness and fun? So I often go back and add my snarky remarks, my jokes, my exclamation point. Because why are we so serious? Like, why are we so serious all the time? So I have to go back and edit those things. But take the time to use the tools, especially in ClickUp, Dubsado, all these extra CRMs. They're all building AI in. And I know that it's like scary and intimidating, but teach it to know what you want it to do and then use it to save the time. I was about to pull the trigger on looking for somebody to assist me with marketing because I was just so over it and burnout and didn't want to do it anymore. Fixed it. So that is my preaching to the choir moment today of how you can spend ungodly, very, very lots and lots and lots of time fixing social media marketing to suit you, not having to rack your brain, waste your time, and then you can get some good analytic feedback from these systems on what's working, what's not working, what's getting the most comments, what is this, that, and the other. So you know what your audience wants and you can generate more content. And it like also gives you good jobs and pats on the back whenever your content does good. And it's like, okay, thanks for that affirmation. So those are the two systems that I'm using right now to save all of the time. And I'm cutting this speaking is hard. Cutting this episode short today to 20 minutes because y'all don't want to hear me ramble. And there was only 2 fun facts, but there could be some sort of webinar situation coming down the pipeline showing you how to use these tools in real time. So that's all I have. Turn your mess into a mission. Happy Thursday, because this comes out on a Thursday, every Thursday. I think I missed like 1 or 2. Really sorry. I've been like doing a lot. Happy Thursday. We love you. You can do this. I am proud of you. And it's almost the weekend. Love you. Bye.